Welcome back, friends. Last guy here. Time for more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let's continue here. Okay, so we are at the point where, Gregson's found something, so let's examine him looking at it. Yep, examine looking at it. I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath that floorboard there. Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson? Really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. A dismal A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. I'd kill to know what was under that floorboard. Someone maybe did. Alright then, fair's fair. What? We did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in. Really, Inspector? Thank you! Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oh, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. I can tell my throat's different right now. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? Newspaper clipping. Oh, that thing came out again. Or is that still been there? I don't know anymore. Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. How terrible. It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see. But nature got him first. Oh my goodness. He committed a capital offense? Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work. Into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he'd knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard? Of treasure, you mean? Jewelry and the like. But he'd hidden it somewhere and no one knows where. And now he's dead. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell. Or some such was the headline. Doesn't that strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the newspaper we've got on Sheldon back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up. The capital offender article has been entered into the court record. Alright, first let's take a look at that. A newspaper article about Selden, a criminal sentenced to receive the death penalty. However, he died of illness in prison whilst his loot remained undiscovered. Manchester Strangeway Prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him, already dead, before his capital punishment could be carried out. It was his summoned question. Do I know where his treasure is? He left it all in one piece. In one pile. In one pile. In one hoard. There you go, that's the joke. Photographic print. That is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me. There's the artist. Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in the front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garrett of the landlord, of course. But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garrett's son, perhaps? Now I gotta ask Mr. Garrett. Perhaps. You can take that print if you like. Really? Are you sure? We can presume, therefore, that the yacht already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah, is that true? Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. It's weird that we're doing stuff with Gyarados. Because of the fact that, you know, he's going to be in later cases. It's really weird to interfere with that. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. The hidden photograph has been entered in the corner. Take a look at it. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shansier himself isn't in it. Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Gyarados was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. The only thing is, photographic print found in Mr. Shansier's room. It shows the landlord, Mr. Gyarados, together with the young man. And art and all that. Tin box. Now this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamsphere, give us a clue, man! You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Nadahoda. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Yes, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside. Jesus! Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder. Meow. Oh my god. His cat. His cute as balls cat. Oh look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was his name? It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? I feel like we've heard that before. You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. I wonder how he got in here, though. Clever cat? Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai. Here's, something delicious I brought for you from the cat's meat tip man. What? Little ribbon and everything. Meow. And he's really clipping into that food, ain't he? He couldn't be happier now, look. I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too. Cat's looking at us. Cat's being cute as balls. Meow. Being cute. Being cute. Meow. That was a cheeky little meow, Wagahai. Wagahai. Yeah. Wagahai. Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever. I think he may not appreciate that after a while, and we have an investigation to get back to. Alright, now what do we do? I guess we talk to Mr. Gyarados next, huh? Or nope, talk to Mr. Gyarados next. See what's on Briar Road really quick. 22nd February, Briar Road. Examine if there's anything new. Run into that couple again or something. Like, oh, Riley. Okay, let's see here. Move. We'll see Garrett. We got a picture of Garrett and somebody, so he can shed some light on that. 22nd February, Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's room. Mr. Garrett appears to be out. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Wasn't counting on that. Shoot. We probably shouldn't poke around in here whilst Mr. Garrett is out. How did we get in this place? Let's go check on Natsume. To prison! I'm in jail! 22nd February, local prison cell number 9. Oh, Mr. Natsume is back. So he is. Mr. Natsume! Kill me. Kill me now. Oh, yes, sir. Huh? Hi, I'm a cat. Sorry? I don't know who... I don't know who Mr. Natsume is. Oh, Herlock Sholmes, I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. I'm a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality. Trying to? He already has. Completely. So, what is your name then? As yet, I have no name. Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? Back to this. I am not a cat. It worked! He's back in the real world. What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that! It's obvious! My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate! Mr. Natsume, no! This morning's proceedings in court prove that there's hope. Yes, yes. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but... The Reaper is omnipresent. In court, in my lodgings. Here, there, everywhere! What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes. Yes, we must. Alright, converse. This morning's trial. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No. Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just blocked them out, then today, being in that courtroom was... It was the most moving experience of my life. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're too kind. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea, just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a... solemn, sworn, Suzuki, certainty. Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. You both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. And at the time, you were both completely fine. As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shansford then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. Shamsir. That rotten Shamsir! What have I ever done to him? You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently? I've been holed up in my room, immersed in my books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all! Right. But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner. Let you know what, Mr. Natsume? About the soap, of course. What else? Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend? Of course I am, if I had money. I wouldn't have chosen to live in a cursed existence in such an accursed lodgings. Oh yes, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you? Exactly, especially the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place, and it's trying to kill me. Capital offender? Might ask locum student Mr. Nadaholo Esquire that the next time you visit me, you bring skulls of super soft soaps. Alright, that's it? Okay. Present? I assume this. Capital offender. What's this? It's newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamshir's room. Ah, so he knew, did he? Sorry? About this man, Selden. A convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. What? What? He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another. A miserable mustached, much maligned Japanese man. Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Capital offender, Selden. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. And at the time he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Gertub's house. What? He lived where you do now? That's right, yes, exactly where I live now. In my very room. Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense? But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse. What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison. A man died in the room. The man who rented it out to Selden, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. That's gonna be the painting guy. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it? Yes, well, that was the start of it. Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? The official cause of the death was asphyxiation. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas? Only found that out after I signed the lease. When Mr. Gertub came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Lucky for Mr. Gertub, maybe, but not as so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe this curse is affecting you? It is. At first. It just felt as though I was being watched. All the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They could come for me and try to suffocate me. It's when I'm just struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice. But why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating overnight. But for some reason, even though I lit the stove before I climbed into bed at night, The pilot light always goes out, and the room fills with gas. But that's terrible! It's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shansford last night when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident that then can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garrett's house? Let's see if we can talk to Mr. Garrett yet. You know, I don't believe we visited this place for some time. Yeah, we were just here. My second, Mr. Garrett's room. There he is. Okay, it's go time. Oh, you're here now, Mr. Garrett. Right, bally business it is for me, you know. Getting out and about. We're at the Old Bailey by any chance? Naturally, fate of my lodgings, hanging in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss. Fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes. Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings or some such. Ah. Well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blaze is going on, don't you know? Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial, just 2 days ago, you were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened. Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. So what brings you to my haunted abode today, Alright, just talk to him, converse. Whoops, wrong button. Your lodgings, your lodgers. Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bally curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here, and then the next chap in the room goes and keels over. And then there's the woman who dropped dead just outside on the road. On the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. Am I next, eh? He isn't, we know he's in a later case. Well, can't help but get the collywobbles, can you? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shansier, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why? It sounds like the lap of luxury. I'm not so sure about that. Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either. But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here? Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things. In case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir. That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes. Heaven forgive me, the words just came to my lips. Lodgers? Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor, chap of questionable character, eh? There's no need for that, Mr. Garridib. That's right. Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy. He is undeniably peculiar, however. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous Senate and passed away? Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very next day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place, eh? With a background, as it were. I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. So, how long has Mr. Shakespeare been lodging under your roof? That failed actor chap? Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it. Only 3 months. He's quite new here too, eh? And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Gerdib, if I may ask? Well, it was that Selden scoundrel, as it happens. Selden? The convict, you mean? Does Selden Chancellor have some kind of connection, then? Chancellor's tenancy. That convict chap Selden passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see? Some malady or other. Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedy showed his face, that actor fellow. See something, what? Okay. Really? Yes, I remember it quite distinctly. 'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamsphere, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor, offered erewhile for rent. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. I already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant, though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will upon thee. These girls must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor's taken, it's ground floor or nothing. Very well, we have an accord. Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road. Lo, a Shamsphere dance to celebrate. Weird. From what I heard in court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in appears with the rent. 2, yes. The fellow was a ballet player. Alright. Thank you for your candor, Mr. Gerdib. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. What's happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines, then? You show him the picture, then? Mr. Gerdib, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Is that your son who's with you there? No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name. Duncan Ross? The street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot. Just for kicks, really. Was he by any chance the lodge before Mr. Natsume? Yes, that's right. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little more about him? The lodger's death. Yes, Duncan Ross, young chap, was attending art school. Had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago, after that criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes. Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers are up to at the time. So sadly I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. The smell of gas that alerted me it was. Ah yes, synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, we all belly collapsed. Because of the gas? Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. So Mr. Ross suffocated to death? Of course. The police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipe were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have a lot replaced all over the house. But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsumi says the same thing. But the stove goes out at night whilst he's asleep in bed. Well, that's the bally curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now. Someone's feeling defensive. Ah, that reminds me, actually. Yes? About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady. A letter? You mean... Yes, where did I put it now? Ah, here it is. Left it on my desk. If you'll excuse me. Let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Mr. Sato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me. I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no. Sadly he didn't address it, though. So I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. I see. That's going to play on my mind. But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave him well alone. Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there's a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying love to you, my colorful darling. Olive green. Ah! Olive green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago? The victim's last case of Seki-san was in court for. We were getting consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean? Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Mr. Sato. And she slaps. So, for him, he's like, you mean the lady who got stabbed by my wife was the lover of this guy who died in my place? The hell. The hell. Like, I can't even do his voice. His voice is more Britishy, obviously. Britishy is the word I'm using. Is she back here? Let's go see. On the 2nd February, St. Bartholomew's Hospital Recovery Ward. Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully, just before she leaves... Ah! What is it? Please don't be a hanging body over there. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's committing suicide! Miss Green! Oh my god. What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. One moment, I'll be with you in a jiffy. Put the bottle behind her. Oh, there you go. Oh, hello everyone. What are you doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing. Really? I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright. Don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can't coax something out of her. Can we look behind her? Or will she even let us? This is the card that Miss Green was looking at so intently before, isn't it? Miss Naruhodo, we shouldn't be peeking at a young woman's private effects. Right, I should say peeking for gentlemen's effects only. You mustn't do that either. Psychic Susato. And maybe you, Miss Susato, shouldn't be peeking into a young man's mind either, huh? Okay, look, yeah, see? See, it's acknowledging she's reading his mind. Bottle. Here's the bottle Miss Green was just about to drink from when we arrived. Yes, she looked rather preoccupied, didn't she? Perhaps it's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine. I suppose that could be it. In fact, whenever a doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. Oh no! You're an idiot! Well, if you have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it? Oh dear, and I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment. Down in one achievement? What? Why is that an achievement? Let's talk to her. Hospital discharge. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Yes, I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat. She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk. That's for sure. Let's double check it's him. Well, obviously we know it's him because we've seen this picture before. Look, there's a photograph in this frame here. It looks like about the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps a young woman's special someone, do you think? Oh, it says, okay, we got that before. Okay, we got it. Let's present the picture of him there. Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross? You knew him, didn't you? Look, her reaction. Ah! It's spilled. Very different color for a drink. Oh no! I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she did. The rat's gonna drink it and die, isn't it? Oh, Miss Green, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan, a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved? Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. That's why I decided to move into a cheaper room, to save money for the wedding. And that's what led him to Mr. Garridib's. Yes, he told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad. was starting to think that's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. Especially after getting stabbed in the back! Yeah, there's the rat. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way... Just assume, Shums. Mr. Naruhodo! Yup! Dead rat. Surely you were not about to leave? That's quite out of the question. Oh, we're gonna do a deduction, aren't we? What? Mr. Shums! I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows as always. Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Shums? What's this about? Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Mr. Sato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex-post facto modus operandi? Also, why solve a case after it's happened? Instead of preventing a case before it happened? That is what sets a great detective apart. I'm not, his voice ain't coming out of me, it's not coming. What do you mean? There's a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening, with nothing but careful observation. Alright. All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look, and you cannot fail to see. You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you can. Okay, I thought we were gonna do a whole deduction thing. Converse? Nope. We're just supposed to look at the dead rat. Okay, so we'll stop there. I don't know what's going on in my throat, but I am not happy about it. Alright, so that's it for now. I have fun. Hope you for watching. This was all about it. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.